In part 4 of our WordPress themes using the post class, we're going to put our posts into two columns with our image and the excerpt, as you can see in this example. Let's take a look at the code behind this. Let's start with our style.css. Here we can see we have a column box, which is a margin right. This makes it spaced nicely on our pages. We've got a minimum height of 1 and we're adding the top dash border, no bottom border. This bottom border portent removes the border from the standard class. Entry summary, we're adding a bit of padding to the left. Column box image, the height is auto, the width is 100%, we want the image to fit the full width of our box. Margin left, we're adding a little bit of padding, just a 1 pixel border on this one and a shadow. As you can see, we have 5 columns in total, and we're going to look first at columns 1 and column 2. Notice the width of 48%. Columns 3, 4 and 5 are 30%, or just under a third. Here you can see we're changing the font size on our entry titles for column 1 and 2 to size 18, and for columns 3, 4 and 5 we want a smaller font for the entry title, being 14. This border dash is for a later example. What we need to do is we need to clear floats after we do 2 posts or 3. We use this class to clear the floats, and this last class removes the right margin, where column 1 will have a margin, column 2 won't, column 3 will, column 4 will, column 5 won't. Let's look at our 2 column example. This block of code is very similar to our switch left and right. We're using the same code here, except here we're using column box 1, column 1, column box 2, column 2, and the last class is added here. We're also putting last into a variable. This is so we can output cleared class at the bottom. So if last, then we add a class called cleared, which clears the floats for columns 1 and 2. Now let's have a look at our 5 posts. Here we can see we have 2 columns left and right. Underneath that we have 3. So this is our 30%, 30%, 30%, with no right margin, so it lines up nicely. This is our top border, and after these posts this is our border top. This is that one class. After this we are switching left and right. So this gives us a magazine style layout. Let's have a look at the code. 5 switch PHP. You can see here is that we're using WP query current post. It's less than 5, so it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to put it into one of our boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're also using our last here for 5th and our 2nd counter. So our counter is current post plus 1 modulus 5. If the current post 5 or greater, then it will switch to here, which will switch 1 and 2. So it will switch left and right. So here we're using both sets of classes. If you have a look down the bottom here, current post equals 5, then we add our dash top border. Obviously if it's last we add our cleared. There's a file that outputs our 5 columns and switched output. For more information come to http:// digitalraindrops.net.